I am back. Okay, I'm sitting on my front porch today. Again, it's so incredibly nice out, that I have to take advantage of these outdoor days because who knows what it's going to be like by 2 weeks from now. Once again, most of you are doing an excellent job on your essays. A few people seemed like they tried to breeze through it a little bit lightly this time, and I made reference to that in the lesson. And I mentioned that in the comments on those essays. So if you didn't get a comment about that on your essay, then the comments in the lesson certainly don't apply to you. Most of you are doing a very good job. Almost all of you are doing a very good job, and nobody is doing a poor job. A couple of you just seemed like maybe you were in a little hurry to put things together this week rather than give things the level of concentration that you usually do. So enough said on that. And I also make a comment about your comments. I like the fact that you say, I didn't think of that in your comments, but I wish you would add to it. You gave me a totally different perspective on this, or I'm not sure if I changed my opinion on what I wrote before, but I can respect you for a different comment. Something like that, not just that I didn't think of it, okay? So that's what those comments at the end of this week's lesson are all about. This week we want to talk to you for just a few minutes about the concept of theme. And theme really is a very central issue in all of literature. Know this, okay? How can I put this? Character development is based on what the author wants to make for you as theme. He develops the characters in a certain way because of the theme that he is trying to transmit to us as readers. Okay, setting certainly has a great deal to do with what the author is trying to transmit to us as theme. Plot, timeline, plot, the order that things appear in a story. Plot certainly plays into the kind of the central issue, what the author is trying to tell us in a theme. So a theme is really a collection of all of the things we've talked about so far, okay? And the author uses each of the other pieces we've talked about, plus more, to get us to move toward a certain theme. Now, does the theme have to be exactly what the author intended? No. The theme, we're going to come up with theme personally and individually based on our own experiences, our own beliefs, our own life, okay? So what the author's central meaning was may not be the same as what our central meaning is, okay? And that's okay. So you'll come up with a number of different central meanings. But again, theme is really critical because theme really is kind of like the central meaning of a work. So you can't express a theme in a single word. Sometimes students think theme can be very simple. Theme might be terrorism, or theme might be patriotism. No, those aren't themes, okay? Those are ideas that might be a part of a theme, but those aren't themes. Or, a love undone, as we saw in Ind F. Well, that's not a theme in that story, okay? The theme in that story was really a whole lot more than that. The theme really involved the coming of age of a young woman, and the theme really involved the realization that this woman, this narrator in the story, had a whole lot more to herself than the fact that she needed to kind of give herself away to a professor so that she could get her advanced degree, So theme is not a single word. Theme is not going to be a single sentence. Theme is something that we really need to develop through a number of sentences, 2 or 3, or maybe even more, where we get to what it seems the author is really trying to say to us, okay? So, don't think in terms of a single word, because that's not a theme, okay? I'm saying the same thing a couple of times, but I want to make sure you understand that, because too often we try to put a theme in a single word, and we can't. Themes are much more complicated than that. So in fact, in the lesson, I talk about the theme from the Nathaniel Hawthorne story that we read, okay? And I explain to you the different directions that this theme goes and how Hawthorne ties all of these things together to get the theme to us, okay? So, think of theme as a combination of all of these things, okay? Now, in one of the stories this week, oh gosh, the name just eluded me, but it is the story of an African American individual. It's a very, it's a tough story to read because of the way this individual is treated, but please keep in mind that this story is set half a century or more ago, more than that, okay? And race relations were a very different thing then. Today, brotherhood and equality are much more a part of our world than they were in the 1950s and in the 1940s and in the 1930s, okay? So keep that in mind as you read this. Do not think of it in terms of this year, 2018, but realize that it's based on what was going on in the world a long, long time ago, okay? And thank goodness things have changed so much during that time period, okay? Now, I have a very simple essay question for you video question for you for this week, okay? But it's an important video question for me. What I want you to do is tell me in the answer to your video question if in fact these videos are worth your time, if I am helping you understand the lesson better, or if I need to be more detailed in them. Please let me know, because again, I'm here for you, and so if there's ways that you think I can do this better, please tell me that, okay? Have a good week, and and also, if you get me your essay by Thursday, I will give you extra credit this week. Okay? Thanks.